All right, in this video, what we're going to look at is how we can perform operations on our functions. So we will perform operations on functions. So what we mean by operations, those are those math operations that you're used to, such as your addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. But now we're going to look at it at the perspective of actual functions. So in this case, we're going to look at the function f of x and the function g of x. And we're going to perform all of our operations. We're going to perform our multiplication, our addition, our subtraction, and our division. So let's take a look at our first one. First one we're going to do is we're going to take our two functions and we're going to multiply them together. But I want you to notice that we have done a rewrite. The f times g of x is the same as taking the f of x and multiplying it by the g of x. So that's going to look something like this. My f of x, remember, is the 4x minus 1. And I'm going to multiply that, since it's two terms, I'm going to put it in parentheses, and I'm going to multiply that by the g of x. The g of x from your previous slide was a 2x. So I'm going to now perform this operation. If I have one term and going to multiply it by 2, our standard is to do what? Did you say distribute? So we're going to distribute the 2x. So the 2x times the 4x would give us 8. And then x times x, x squared. And then go again, 2x times negative 1 would be negative 2x. And that would be your answer. All right, let's take a look at B down here. B is we're going to take our two functions and we're going to add them together. So I'm going to do the same rewrite as I did above here, up above, and I'm going to do the f of x plus the g of x. Again, our f of x, remember, was 4x minus 1. So I'm just going to rewrite that as 4x minus 1. And then we are going to add them, plus our g of x, remember, is our 2x. So now we have a 4x minus a 1 plus a 2x. So really the only thing we can do at this point is maybe simplify and do maybe some like terms. You have two x terms, you have your 4x and your 2x. If we add those together, we would get 6x, and then our constant of minus 1. Okay, so that's an example of multiplication and an example of addition. Now let's take a look at the next two. Now we have g minus f of x. So you notice they've done a little bit of a flip now. They're listing our g of x first. So we're going to do g of x minus our x of x. So again, our g of x, remember, is 2x, and then minus our f of x. Remember, f of x is two terms, so you must put it in parentheses, and we will put that in at our 4x minus 1. So now, what are you going to do with the negative sign that is outside the parentheses? Are you going to distribute it? I hope you said yes. So let's bring over what we have. We have our 2x. Distribute your negative sign. Negative to the 4x would be negative 4x. And negative to the negative 1, that will, negative times negative, remember, is positive. So that kicks that back to a plus 1. Now we're back to combining our like terms. So we have our x terms again. This time they're in a little different format. Now we have a 2x minus 4x. If we add those together, that would give us negative 2x and then plus our 1. And the last example we're going to look at is our division. Okay, so we're going to rewrite the division. This time we're actually going to use the fraction bar, because we know that the fraction bar means division. And we're going to put the g of x over the f of x. So I'm just going to come over right here to beside it. Our g of x is 2x, and then divided by or over our f of x of 4x minus 1. Now at this point, we would look to see if there is any simplifying that we could do. We cannot touch the 2x and the 4x. Remember, the 4x minus 1 is a unit, so put that in parentheses so you won't try to cancel it with the 2x. All right, so those are some examples of how we perform operations on our functions. You can go back and rewatch it, and then when you are done with that, you are going to work these problems. And as you see on your practice problems, they gave you 3 different functions. They gave you an f of x, which is 2x plus 3. They gave you a g of x, which is 3x, and they brought a third one in, an h of x, which is 4x plus 6. So as you perform each operation, double check and make sure that you are using the function that they are asking you to use in each operation. All right, these should be done by the end of class.